Well, welcome everyone to Behind the Scenes Look, the making of the Benidorm game. I know some of you have been interested to find out what's been going on, so I figured I'd make a short video to show you all. This of course is where everything has been designed. This is all different pieces of it. This is where we do the cards, the website was done here, everything from the streets, the photos, the whole lot. Even as far as we went to go and design all the game pieces, the hotels, the bars, the restaurants, everything. Now we didn't originally intend to print these ourselves, but we got let down on them and had no other solution but to go and buy a 3D printer. So went ahead, and this has been for the last 3 weeks the bane of my existence, to be honest with you. But we shall persevere. And the other day, just to save time, I decided to let it print overnight and woke up the next day to find this big blue blob had melted all over the hot end, which was a bit of a disaster really. By the time I got it disentangled, it had pulled out wires and had damaged the thermostat, which without the thermostat it overheats and it doesn't work. Now the bad news is that these won't be here till Wednesday. Good news is though I can fix it, and the good news for me is they only cost €1 each. So I bought 10 of them because I'm sure it's not going to be the last time this happens. To be honest, with everything with this printer, it's probably easier to tell you what went right with it than what went wrong with it. From the very beginning, the very first day, all these nuts here were missing. So I opened it up, 30 of them not in the box. It was easy just to go down to the hardware store and pick them up. So I got them, started putting it together. Things like this wasn't even the right size. What this does here is when this Z-axis drops, this has a kill switch to stop the hot end from hitting into the bed. I had to put some extra nuts on that and twiddle with it to get it to actually to work properly. Then everything's going fine for a while. This came down too far. I had to replace these. This broke the stepper motor, but I was managing to fix that. Then this came loose. Normally just tighten it up here, or you can reattach it in here. Couldn't figure out for the life of me what was wrong with it. This bit actually came pre-assembled, but at the back here there's another stepper motor, and this was loose, hadn't been tightened properly when it was assembled. So that had wobbled all over the place. That stepper motor needed to be fixed. Even little things, there's a little fan, another one like this at the back here. That fan didn't work from the very beginning, so I pulled out this big one, decided I'd cool the whole thing down. The funny thing is, this whole printer doesn't come like this. When you first get it, it's in a flat pack box and you have to stick the whole thing together, yeah, more like. And then when you're all done, I mean, you wire it all up. You can see, I don't know if you can see back here, you can see all the wiring and everything there. You wire it all up and then you literally plug it in and wait for it to explode. And it didn't. For initially, it went really, really well, and I've done lots of printing. Now, I had lots of failures. If you can see in this bag here, these are all the failures. In fact, if it wasn't for all those, we'd be well and finished by now, and I'd be having Sunday off. But like I said, it's not all bad news. Over here, we've got plenty of finished pieces. These are the hotels. We got the restaurants. We got the bars. Some cars done here. Some bottles. Blue Wicket if you want. Game pieces over here. There's like the Benidorm cross. That's pretty cool, I think. I like this one as well. Done a bucket and spade. That old boat. I think the bulls are around here somewhere. But oh, there we go. And what you see when you come into Benidorm, a black bull. And did we do Sticky Vicky? No, I couldn't get her bits right, so maybe next time. But then all the tools for fixing it, you need all them. The dice, even they're not the original dice. The ones I ordered haven't arrived. They said it'll be another 3 weeks. I said to them, my God, if I wanted it in 3 weeks' time, I would have bought them for China myself. But there you go. We've got all your labels here, stickers to go onto the board. This was my initial calculations, and everything must be under 500 grams, and I worked out all the different pieces. Everything would weigh 475 grams, so I had 25 grams to spare. But if I went over 500 grams, I'd be in trouble. Luckily, I'll tell you the best bit. No, I'm actually on schedule for that, so I'm okay. So over here we got the boards. They're lovely. This has got a really nice matte finish to it. In fact, I can show you something now. Let me... no, actually hang on, not on the chair. And as I say, don't try this at home. But if you did spill your drink on it by accident, there you go, you can actually see it just basically wipes clean. So if you did have an accident, you wouldn't damage your board, which is another thing that went right. So all going good so far. Here's all pre-printed money that we've done. Wouldn't be great if you could print money like that. Well, if you could print money like that, I wouldn't be making the game. There's all the cards, the job cards, life cards, everything. Here's money actually being printed at the moment. God, I wish that was real life. And then with this printer as well, something went wrong with that. In at the back in the rollers where this comes out. It's one thing after another, to be honest with you. These broke. And not just this one, a couple more now. I got the other ones in. This one got jammed in, so I just pulled it out, and it's still working. Touch wood, that'll keep working for another while. But it doesn't really matter. I've got hundreds of pieces now made. But we didn't even intend to print these. This is like for 250 games. This is like 60,000 notes. But the boxes, which had arrived eventually, took 3 weeks for them to come from Germany. I would have been quicker going to Germany myself and picking them up. But the size on them was slightly different than specified, and these notes had to be 3.3 centimeters to actually fit properly. The printer couldn't print them for us. Couldn't find another printer. One thing, a bit of advice I'll tell you, is never to set up a business during a pandemic. Very hard to get things done. Here's another thing, this board, that was actually used for the first video. We made a little studio with that. That's quite funny. I might Photoshop in a photograph of it and show you. Over here, this is the guillotine. This is everything done. Now this isn't a bad setup, but even this doesn't do everything we need. The minimum this can be guided to is 6.5 centimeters, and even this, look, it wobbles a bit. So when that gets out, so you have to, you know, bad design. That even should have rubber on the bottom of it, so it sort of stays. So we have to put a lead weight on that sometimes to keep that straight. Then when we want to do small things, I've got a guide over here. Just made this up and then tape that down, measure it off exactly. So, but had to remove the safety rail. Not lost any figures yet, but a couple of scrapes, a couple of near nicks. That one there, actually, no, that's when I nearly cut my finger off with a Stanley knife, but I glued it back together and it seems to be okay now. But yeah, no health and safety. Luckily we've got no staff here to worry about, so we're all good. But yeah, so everything's cut here. Again, the cards are all cut. Here you go, look. These are all cut in. So that's actually perfect. We got lucky here because they have to be 6.5 centimeters. So that does that side. And then the guide, but everything has to be, these have been laminated as well. They have to be laminated, then cut. What, 150,000 of them have to be done here. So, and let me see. This was early game designs. That's crap. So this was sort of the beginning of what you've seen online. Different mock-ups. This was the original board we had. This board is quite good, but it's lighter than what we originally could get. This was out of stock, so we couldn't get this board, so then I had to get a different board. Tried using this, but this was too light, too flimsy, so that was no good. Silly idea. Then what else we tried doing? Tried laminating it. Tried using a heavy laminate, but no, there you know, crap idea. That's a problem when you're working on your own. There's no one to tell you that, no Derek, that's a crap idea, that's not going to work, or that's daft. So you're just always in agreement with yourself until it's too late. Originally, funny enough here, originally it was actually going to be, the map was going to be the sort of the game, and you would travel around the map. But yeah, we do this as well. This is the Benidorm map, but too complicated. Maybe in the future we'll make a different game out of that. Boxes there. So over here, more stock. These make a good paperweight. There's stuff under them. But that's the 60-gram paper for doing the money that we got in specially. Couldn't get that in Spain either. Had to get that from Germany. Here's the card we eventually settled on. Nice 1mm thick card. Really good consistency on that. Gives you a perfect finish for the game. There's the laminate for doing all the cards. That has to be cut to size first, and then the cards laminated by hand, and then cut. So as you can see, lots of different bits of work to do. This is like a little cutting board we have over here. Then over here we got the game gets put together. A little light when I'm working late at night. So you use your boards, you get all them, assemble the whole lot, something to like this, till eventually you end up with the finished product. And as you've all seen already, turn that around. So that's the game there. That's a finished one. Then of course we have to do the boxes. So the boxes of course come flat. There's all the little dividers we've made with the old cards, and you put all them together. And now you'll see why the size matters on this as well. We got all money, all different bits and pieces, but like if we put in, just take some €5 notes. If we put in, put them in there, you can see they fit in perfectly there. And then when we grab a board, all your cards go in here. The houses and hotels and everything there, game pieces in here, and then that then fits perfectly on top. Once that's done, they're labelled, and then addresses put on, and then sent. This is all my recycling, go away. And last but not least, you end up with the finished. Now, of course, the all important bit, I'll show you this, needs to be under 500 grams. So, and if it's over 500 grams, we're in trouble. I don't know if you can see in there, 486 grams. Perfect. 14 grams to spare. How's that for doing it? Right, I think that's everything. Remember, if you can't come to Benidorm, we'll send Benidorm to you. I've added in eventually. Really sorry about the delay so far, but hopefully you can see all the work that's been going into it. Everything's been, basically the whole thing now is handmade. So it is on its way. We'll have definitely some going tomorrow. Parts for the printer will be arriving on Wednesday, and the rest will be probably going on Friday or Monday, and then we'll be full steam ahead with everything else. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and speak to you all soon. Thank you.